Hello there folks, RJB here. Tonight we are getting close to the end of Byul against Gensay best of 41. This has been a road, long traveled by you and I, together every single step along the way. We've been watching these two players go at it, and we've watched the story of this best of 41 unfold. It started off with Byul building himself a nice little lead over Gensay, displaying a really high level of play, and getting the better of Gensay in the first half of this best of 41. But now that we're in the second half, we have seen Gensay make a really impressive comeback that I honestly wasn't expecting would happen. He has really displayed that he is a worthy opponent for Gensay, and perhaps even the better player of the two. Now we're going for win number 21 for Gensay, or win number 16 for Byul. This is going to be... Wait, how do I turn off notifications? This doesn't make sense. Wait. I think they're all... The message is broken. It's saying, no matter what I do, it's saying your availability is now set to online. So I'm not sure if it's online or offline. But that aside though, I was talking about Gensay and Byul. Got a little bit sidetracked there by the friend notification system not really working out that well. I'm not sure what the point is, what the deal is with the system, but it's not that important. It's not that important. What's important though is Gensay is once again going for the Dragoon build order. He's been doing this build order almost every single game for the last 3 or 4 games. So he really wants to make this work really to the maximum of its effect. Byul though has been handling himself really well in most games, but did lose most of those games. But he never died to the Dragoons themselves. Whenever Gensay goes for a Dragoon build order, the game kind of turns into a longer game, because the Dragoon build order has pretty strong early punching power, but after that early punching power, you lose some punching power for a couple of minutes, then you get the Reaver and Shuttles out back onto the map, and you have a lot of punching power yet again, but if the Reaver Shuttle doesn't really achieve too much, you kind of fall behind on the Terran, in my opinion. And Byul's going for Command Center first, Triple Barracks on the way, Cybercore they're almost finished up for Gensay. Gensay's got a pretty good shot at this if he doesn't get found out too quick, but that SV is already marching through his front door, and his plans are gonna get revealed to the world, and Byul will be able to build some bunkers, get an academy, and get a factory in response. It's gonna take him a while though to get a factory, because he does not have the gas finished right now, but he still has to harvest or mine 100 gas for a factory and 150 gas for the marine range. But the SV already moved to the front to start building that bunker. He's also sending those marines to the front to put into the bunker. Dragoon range has been queued up there for Gensay. Got triple Dragoon there finishing up very soon. And the SV there running in circles, going to get killed by this one Dragoon, just to make sure that Gensay is limiting the amount of information bleeding into Gensay's hands, which is of course never what you want. You want to keep your plans somewhat secret. You want to keep your timings somewhat a secret. You don't want your opponent to know everything you're doing, because then you're never going to catch them by surprise. So Gensay here standing in the front waiting for Dragoon range to finish up, because Dragoons without range do not outrange the bunker. So he has to wait a little bit longer until Dragoon range is finished up. Let's keep it there on check, keep it highlighted. Getting an early force, getting a Nexus as well. But this is kind of a big adaptation of the Dragoon build order that I usually see. He starts off as a Dragoon build order, but then he changes things up by going for early robotics and a Nexus. I might start using this build order myself, because this is very different from what I usually see. The Dragoons are there to keep the Terran locked up in their base. And in the case Byul is too slow, Gensay will go all in with Dragoon build order. If Gensay is on time with the bunkers in the front, Gensay adapts, adjusts, goes for the Nexus, goes for advanced technology, and will shift over into shuttles. And the shuttle timing is pretty fast with this Dragoon build order, because you get the gas so very, very early, which means you get the robotics very, very early. So I like this from Gensay. I'm not sure if it's going to work, though. I'm not sure if this is really going to work out as well as he had in mind, but I do like the design, I like the plan, I like the concept of this build order. It seems to be very adaptive to what the opponent is doing, more so than some other build orders are able to adapt. And I was getting one Stargate and the gateway, so 4 gateways. He's not producing from his gateways at the moment, though. But he's setting himself up for a pretty advanced technology attack, I think in about 6 minutes. He's got 2 shuttles on the way. A little bit odd, 2 shuttles on the way, getting shuttle speed as well. Robotics there on the bottom, and Citadel of Adun, they're also on the way. He might just go straight for Templar drops and not go for Reavers, but I do think he's going to go for Reavers because the shuttles have finished up. He's got the gas for Reavers, but yeah, double Reaver there queued up. Oh, he's going to pick up the Dragoons, of course. Pick up the Dragoons and put them inside the base or on the high ground. And from a position on the high ground or on the low ground, he can open a pathway for the Reavers to fly in from. So Gensay here playing a very high level strategy stuff. It's very intricate, very detailed. Tank there already up in the front from Byul. He was expecting early Dragoon pressure, but it was just Dragoons zoning and controlling the middle. And now it's Dragoons on the high ground. They got picked up, and oh, beautiful pickup. And they're going to fly right out of there, and he's going to keep the Dragoons beyond the hill, because they can shoot over the hill and kill turrets. Which means Byul has to place his turrets one further away, or, you know, siege up the tank, and start hurting those Dragoons so they walk away. And now the real drop here, with a Corsair already finished and out on the map, is going to fly over the top left here, but a Wraith there spots out the Corsair. The Wraith there escapes though. Oh, it's double Wraith. Byul went for a very fast double Wraith. Shuttle there going to try to fly in. Wraiths are there to hunt for the shuttle because he knows the shuttle is somewhere on the map. Shuttle speed not yet finished up. He's got Templar Storm on the way there on the bottom side. Shuttle gets found out by the Wraith. Wraith has successfully defended the home base. Now double Reaver there on the low ground, on the ground. They're just going to get killed by the Wraiths. They're just going to get killed by the Wraiths. Some Dragoons might try to save one of the 2 Reavers, because one Reaver is going to die, the other might not. Another drop there from the bottom side, got a Wraith there in between. Dark Templars unloaded inside the base, it's triple Dark Templar. Not sure if the Dark Templars were really that great of a choice. They kind of do seem like a waste of money, because Byul has scan, turrets on the side. The Dark Templars didn't really do anything at all. Right there, scared away by the Dragoons. Reaver has been saved. Lost most of his HP. Now 49 probes against 45 SCVs. Triple Nexus there. Double Nexus. Now getting a triple command center for Byul. Getting armories. He's getting 2 armories as usual. And an engineering bay. He's already on, not yet on level 1 attack upgrades for his Marines. And so far, the game is progressing somewhat nicely. Gensay is trying somewhat unique things, but then shifted back into standard shuttle Corsair drop playstyle. And Byul responded to it by going for Wraiths and Marines. You take those shuttles out of the air and make dropping very hard for Gensay. Gensay arrives on the scene with his Reaver. Reaver kills, Reaver shoots, oh, kills only 1. Kills a couple more right there. I think he killed about, I'd say 16, 17. Maybe a little bit more. I think their worker counts were like 2 or 3 apart. So maybe at most killed 16 or 17. Which is a pretty good hit at this point in the game. But this follow-up drop has to really hit as well if he wants to make that first drop count. If the follow-up drop fails, then Byul is in a pretty good position to recover and grow stronger. Templars are loading his fort. Templars storming on the Marines. Armies are dead and gone. Still has a tank in the corner though, and the Wraith's also in the air. Starts morphing the Archons, storming on everywhere he can. Yeah, okay, that drop didn't achieve too much, which means we have a realistic chance that Byul is going to recover comfortably, although Gensay is keeping up the pace, sends another drop there across the map, over the bottom side, gonna fly over the turrets there. What does he have inside? That's more important. There's about 5 Zealots, 2 High Templars, another drop there at home already being prepared to follow the other one. Starts building cannons here to limit the amount of vision Byul can have with engineering base flying in the air, or also to limit the amount of room raids have to fly across the map. Shuttle there gets taken out of the air without much effort, and Byul now in a supply lead and back on 56 SCVs. He's recovered quite well. Whereas Gensay is, yeah, just macroing, producing, sending shuttle drops, while building up a bigger probe economy. So 67 now, we'll probably stop at about 75. Drop it on the top side, Gensay get his entire base scanned by Byul. And Byul saw that there's no shuttles at the moment in the base, which means they have already left the base, and they're coming in over the top right of this base. Both shuttles there taken out really easily with perfect target firing. Byul, probably one of the very best target firers in StarCraft, never misses a single target fire Marine snipe on those shuttles. Really, really good stuff. He's got level 1 armor and attack on the way for ground, getting 2 more armories. So usually he plays with 2 armories, and he only gets ground upgrades for his tanks and his mech. This time around, also gets 2 more armories to level 4. Also get upgrades for the raids, because he's relying on those raids quite heavily to defend himself against those shuttle drops from Gensay. Gensay managed to make 1 drop work, the others haven't really achieved too much yet. He's going to keep on trying, though, because you have to keep on trying. You cannot just give up on drops and pray to the Lord above that the Terran is not going to grow big faster than you do. Because a Terran, unhurt, can grow really big, really fast. And then it becomes a pretty difficult game, because once Terran is well fortified, breaking through becomes exceedingly more difficult. And the raids here in the air, one-shotting the shuttles, ooh, beautiful stuff. They do get stormed to death, mostly. 4 of them do survive, the other ones all went down. He's got more raids in production too. Oh, he's got Valkyries in production. Switching over from Wraith into Valkyrie. Valkyrie a little bit less maintenance. You just click on the shuttles and the AoE damage kills all of them pretty damn quick. Tanks on the high ground to take down those cannons. I think the tanks have level 1-1 attack, armor and attack both finished up there. Marines on level 1 attack as well. Engineering base have been lifted up, so we're not going to see any more additional Marine upgrades. Now getting a couple more factories as well. You can fill out a row of factories here for Goliaths and Vultures. Got this entire bit of space left as well to build even more factories. Now comes in over the top side, sees the Valkyrie, starts unloading a little bit there on the top corner, but oh, he goes in all the way. Goes in all the way. See 3 Templars on the scene. It's 4 Templars on the scene. Storms, but about 51 do survive the storm, so I thought that one's going to be a little bit harder hitting. But Gensay misplaced his storms just a little bit, which means Gensay doesn't quite get the money shot, and Byul gets to keep most of his SCVs alive, but did lose about 20. And, you know, bottom line is, keeping most alive is great for Byul. He manages to prevent the worst, but Gensay killing 20 is still a pretty damn good hit. That's gonna help him grow his lead over Byul. He's gonna stay in the lead for now, economically and in terms of supply count. And both of those are pretty important to be in the lead with for Protoss. Comes in with a double drop. This one from the right starts unloading it on the top right. Now from the bottom side as well. This one gets sniped out of the air. Hope he dodges most of the damage. Starts unloading the Templars. Templars too far away to storm any SCVs, but crawls closer. Gets the storm off somehow. Not sure how that worked, but wow, the Templar just wouldn't die, and he got just close enough, got the storm off, and Byul is feeling the hurt. That should not have been allowed to happen. Byul didn't think it would happen, and neither did I, but Gensay believed in himself, trusted in his ability, and got the storm off on those poor SCVs, just sitting and waiting there in the corner, not moving, just letting it happen. Lightning in your face, sucker. And it worked. It worked. Now Gensay, the game is now in Gensay's hands. He has to start making some choices, which are not tough choices, but he still has to make some choices in how is he going to break? How is he going to break Byul? Is he going to go through the front? He's going to try it over the sides? Is he going to wait for carriers? Because he does have a fleet beacon there with carrier capacity just finished up. Getting his air upgrades as well. His ground upgrades are currently on 1, 1, 2. 1 armor, 1 shield, 2 weapon. His air upgrades, let me just see what they are. 0 armor, 1 shield, 1 attack. And it looks like it is going to be a mass attack there with fake shuttles, hallucinated shuttles, to distract those Valkyries. And then it's going to unload here on the front door and maybe even fly to the final destination in the back. But nope, unloads in the front, going to completely break down the house in the front. Marines coming from the back to the front, trying to kill whatever's here in the front, breaking through, threatening Byul's existence, but storms all to death. So the Marines are dead and gone, but still has tanks on the high ground, raids on the sides, coming in to support and aid in defending the base, because there's not a lot of tanks in the base here. Most of his supply is in Valkyries, honestly. He's got 15 Valkyries in his base, and now another shuttle there comes in, tries to fly through all the way, but flies right into the Valkyries. So that's not what you want to do, but he got quite some results. He cleared out the front, killed some turrets, killed Marines, killed tanks, killed the turrets here on the left side as well. He's made some progress, and Byul is struggling to recover because his economy is still kind of small. He's got 50 SCVs in total. He's getting a little bit richer over time, but he's not out of those troubling waters yet. He's still in troubling waters, and whether he's going to weather the storm or not is the big question that's on my mind at the moment, because a lot of the drop, they're already coming over the left side. He's preparing another big drop here at his base. He's going to go for the double tap. Maybe he's going to just combine both drops. And, okay, it's going to be a double tap. Going to go for 1 drop, almost on the side. Shuttles barely unload under the Valkyrie assault. Are storming on Valkyries. Valkyries do dodge storms mostly, but they are pretty weakened up. They're pretty weakened up. They lost a lot of their HP, but another drop there on the top. She's just going to wait a little bit longer because there's another drop here flying over the middle. These drops are being produced at lightning speeds. Never ever relenting, never ever planning on giving Byul room to breathe and sit comfortably and recover his economy, his army. He's just always putting pressure up on Byul. Shuttles flying in, the Valkyries coming to intercept there. He's got 2 groups of Valkyries. At this point, I would say, Gensay, after you see those 2 groups of Valkyries, just go in with mass attacks. Unloads on the scene. Zealots trying to splash damage on the SCVs. 1 splash damage? Oh, he killed about 6 or 7 with a splash damage. That's a pretty good one. Tanks have unsieged though, so no more splash damage. Zealots are no longer a problem. Really, tanks can be your biggest friend, your greatest ally, your greatest tool against the Protoss, or they can be your own worst enemy. Killing your own SCVs with the splash damage really hurts. Yeah, as I said before, I think that Gensay, after seeing more than 15 Valkyries, just think about going for a mass attack in the front. I think you should just go for a mass attack in the front. There's mines there, but these mines are not much of a problem. You've got raids in the air as well. There's so much supply. Like 9 Valkyries. 18 Valkyries. That's a lot of supply that cannot fight back against ground units. So ground units here, just all-out ground unit attack with the amazing upgrades he already has. He's on 2-1-2. It would really cause Byul so much harm, so much trouble if he had to fight against that huge, humongous ground army. But Gensay decides to still keep on going for carriers, which, honestly, I think carriers are a pretty bad choice against 18 Valkyries, so I'm not sure if the carriers are going to work. Another drop there coming over the bottom side. Byul is well prepared against those shuttle drops. They're never ever going to hit the home run again. Storms on the tanks on high ground. Some zealots are in between to kill the tanks. Another drop comes from the other side as well. But once again, there's Valkyries in the air. Storms on the Valkyries, but they do dodge the storm quite nicely. And now a small little zealot attack coming to the front, but the mines are going to just clear out those zealots. The mines also killed the vultures, which is nice. It's nice. All the mines are more or less completely gone, but no results were achieved with any of these attacks that Gensay has been going for over the past 2 or 3 minutes. You got one really big storm off on Byul, but Byul since then has managed to defend against the shuttle drops really, really well. As I said, he has no ground army, and Gensay is stubbornly going for the exact same method of attack. He is preparing different kinds of technology though. He's got carriers here on the way. He's got pretty good upgrades on his carriers as well. Which one of these is not producing? Oh, they're all producing, so I can't see the upgrades. Let's see the shuttles. 1 armor, 2 shields. So I assume level 2 attack as well. Soon will be on level 3 attack. The Gateway Army has 223. That's pretty strong. Byul himself is on 2-2, soon to be on 3-3. So even despite the fact that Byul has been, you know, he's been receiving some painful hits in the back, on the sides this game, his upgrades are exactly where he wants them to be. He's almost maxed out for air and ground. You could say he even beat Gensay to getting maxed out upgrades, which is really impressive. Given the fact that he's constantly under assault. And now, Byul with his maxed out upgrades is feeling like he can go for a push across the middle. Now it's time for Byul to flip the script and turn the tables and make life difficult for Gensay, because Gensay is no longer racing against the clock to prevent Byul from moving out. Byul has won. Oh wait, this drop here on the top gets intercepted there though by the Valkyries, unloads 2 Reavers. But there's a lot of tanks there on the top corner. They're going to take down the Reavers. Reavers don't really achieve too much. Gensay just has really not been able to arrive in the backside. They hit the touchdown on those SCVs. They've been staying alive really nicely. Byul's awareness is on point. His scans are pretty good as well. Scans the front there to see how many cannons there are to push through. Scans the sides as well. He gets a lot of valuable information of what Gensay has been building on the map. Got a small carrier army of 7 carriers. Got Archons coming across the map. I think he accidentally turned them into Templars? Turned them into Archons? Maybe it was on purpose, storming all the tanks there from the high ground. Pretty good tanks, pretty good tactic overall, because he can't see them. Wait, he cannot see them on the high ground. He has to use scans or flying units to kill them. So pretty good there. They can storm without much obstruction. We do have, I'd say there's about 10 Stargates, number 11 and 12. Didn't build a proxy base for additional gateways. He's gotta stay on just one base. His attack so far, I'd say his stubborn playstyle of never switching into that ground mass to break through definitively against so many Valkyries, I think that's kind of a misread from Gensay's part. I'd say it's definitely a misread of the situation. 18 to 20 Valkyries, a lot of supply, that an army on the ground would be really strong against. He's going for carriers instead. He's got arbiters in the air as well. He's gonna go for stasis on those same Valkyries that we were talking about earlier. And 18 Valkyries stuck in a stasis, that is going to sting. That is going to sting for sure. Byul now just slowly pushing and clearing out those sides. We don't have shield batteries here on the side yet from Gensay, but he might build a lot of shield batteries to help those carriers survive against the constant Valkyrie AoE damage getting pulled into those carrier bodies as they retreat. EMP on the Valkyries. Now this is pretty, EMP on the carriers, this is pretty dangerous for Gensay, because those carriers are going to lose a lot of HP every single time those interceptors return. You can already see they've burned through most of their HP. Those fully upgraded Valkyries are burning through those carrier bodies. He really needs to get those shield batteries up quick. Has to get them quick and fast. And a lot of them. Because these carriers are going to die pretty fast. And we've seen Byul's ability to push across the map and it's pretty damn fast. Even though there are a lot of cannons on the middle, Byul can push through really, really quick. Of course, that's coming in to take care of the Valkyries. Got the Arbiter there in the back, waiting for its moment to strike and put those Valkyries into a stasis. It's two groups of Valkyries. It's either 18 or 20. Look at how many tanks Byul has. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're on the bottom. And 4 more on the top. So this is 13 tanks. Okay, 5 more in the back. So 18 tanks in total. And everything else is Valkyries. And the Valkyries are achieving their absolute dream scenario by killing the entire army of carriers, courses, and arbiters. Complete carrier failure from Gensay. Kind of exactly what I predicted would happen. Kind of exactly what I predicted would happen. You just cannot go carriers into this many Valkyries. Unless you find a really good moment to put them all in stasis. But if you don't put a moment, or find a moment to put them all into stasis, those Valkyries are going to absolutely destroy the carrier army. Oh, Chorus is coming in. Pretty well split up. How many kills is he gonna get? Well, not that many, actually. I thought he'd kill a couple more Valkyries, but the Valkyries, I believe, are mostly still alive. So Byul here with his very small tank army. He's gonna start clearing out the middle of the map during this moment where Gensay has no army to defend the middle with. Switching over into Zealot Dragoon would be an amazing opportunity right now. Would be an amazing opportunity, but he's deciding against it. Small little drop there, flying over the top side. Byul is not responding to. It's always these drops that you just don't think is going to do anything, that in the end does everything. He arrives there on the backside. He's going to take down that command center. Nothing is repairing the command center. SCVs mostly... Okay, a lot of SCVs just went down. A lot of SCVs just went down. Went down from about 60 down to 30. That one hurts. Byul, though, has a lot of money in the bank, so he should be fine. But that drop might just make the difference in Gensay losing the game and Gensay winning the game. Carriers once again coming across the map. Arbiter in the back with energy for stasis. Tanks in the middle pushing through with no regard for their own lives. They just want to kill cannons, and that's it. Just want to kill cannons and be happy about it. Double Valkyrie taking down the double shuttle. Double shuttle does unload one Zealot. It's one Zealot. And the Zealot takes down 2 turrets with some assistance from a siege tank. Now you're in the middle. We've got carriers getting attacked once again by the Valkyries, and the Valkyries do so much damage to the carriers. The entire shields are gone, and it just was just 2 seconds of shooting on the carriers, and the shields are gone. He really has to get his act back together. He needs more shield batteries, or he needs a ground army. At this point, I would say, get a ground army. Stop going for the carriers. I've said it about 17 times before in this game, but the carriers, I just don't see them work. He's going to try to make them, but I think trying at this point might be insanity. Valkyries, bam! Look at those Halo rockets completely destroying everything that's flying even close to the sun. There's a couple of them Valkyries stuck in a stasis, but there's still so many Valkyries up in the air. Carriers trying to escape, but the Carriers dangerously low on HP. He's ignoring the cannons, just going straight for the kill shot, but the Carriers do somewhat escape, but does lose 3 of them. Oh, drop there in the back. It's there on the scene. It's only Zealots though. It looks like the shuttle with Templars got taken down. So this drop, even though it managed to arrive on destination, doesn't really hurt Byul that much. And Byul having only 31 SCVs and 169 supply of army is having a great day pushing across the map. And Gensay might not be able to fight this off. Oh, Gensay made some really questionable choices this game with his army choices, with his army composition, with his choice of attack. The drops put a lot of pressure, but I don't know. I feel like Gensay was just being very stubborn. Gensay was being very stubborn. Usually Gensay is not this stubborn, but oh, if he just had a ground army, oh, this would have been so different. Stasis on the Valkyries after the carriers die. Now that is frustrating to watch for Gensay because all of his supply dead and gone, and a massive, large tank army pushing through his choke. He can no longer build carriers because he doesn't have the time to build carriers. He doesn't have enough gateways either. I count 4, I count 3, 7 there, another 4 for 11. He's got 15 gateways. And there's a tank army of about 20 tanks coming through. Another drop there on the top. Gonna try to hit the money shot once again. But Byul, who's already low in SCDs, but has a lot of money, I don't think at this point he cares too much, because at this point, Byul has pretty much guaranteed his own victory. And he misses the storms. The storms miss as well, which could not be worse for Gensay. Literally, worst case scenario right here. Gensay, in the process of losing his base. He's got a Dark Archon there for mind control, but he never got to use it. Oof. Gensay. I really wish you just had a couple more gateways so you could clear this all out. He's going for more carriers. He's going for carriers yet again. Gensay has not learned his lesson. Because Byul still has a lot of Valkyries in the air. He's got EMPs with those vessels. He's got Valkyries everywhere. He's got Goliaths on the ground as well. Carriers are literally the worst option he's got right now. And he's also low on money. And only low on money because he killed some of his probes and kept all of the probes on the gas. And he's not pulling the probes from the gas onto the... Okay, now he is. Exactly as I mentioned it, that he should do it, he does it. He needs more money, he's realizing it. He's building a gateway proxy base there on the right side, but it might be too late because more tanks and Goliaths coming from across the map. Only 29 SCPs on the minerals mining for Byul. Everything else is army. The fact that he has 20 Valkyries, I don't think it matters anymore. I don't think it matters anymore that he has 20 Valkyries because his tank army is huge. It's fully upgraded, it's massive, it's strong, it's pushing through without excuse. Gensay on the pushback. And he's getting blocked a little bit though. There's just way too many tanks. Way too many tanks. I think he's going to call GG very soon because Byul persevered. Byul held on. Byul did not give up. Byul played smart, played calm, played collected, and Gensay played a little bit dumb. I don't have any other words to describe it. Gensay played a little bit dumb, and the Valkyries once again ready to take down those carriers before the carriers even do a single thing. One Dark Templar there on the side kills one tank, but then it gets taken down because it wanders into vessel detection range. Devils are coming from the back, from those gateways, running into those tank lines. EMPs on the Arbiter, I think he missed. Oh, he hit it. Gets a pretty good stasis on some Valkyries, but so a lot of Valkyries are alive on the side. His gateway proxy base is growing bigger on, well, just this one side. He's waiting for more units to spawn. Whilst most of his bases are back at home, now the tanks are setting up right next to his probes. Probes are running away. Probes already dead and gone. 48 probes left alive. And not all of them are on the probes, or on the minerals. Ooh. Ooh. Tries to go for a counterattack, but look how many Goliaths and tanks he has in his base. Counterattack, not gonna work. It's a good attempt, but not gonna work. Gensay should at this point call GG. Tanks are knocking on the Nexus. Tanks are knocking down the Nexus. Carriers are getting... Well, carriers are gonna survive. Because he's got Corsairs taking on the Valkyries, so the carriers finally just once win the fight against the Valkyries, but the Valkyries don't care because the tanks are finishing the job that the Valkyries started. Carriers might seem strong, but sometimes they are the worst choice you can make. Just just by looking at what kind of units the opponent has. Sometimes carriers are a mistake. This game is an amazing example of carriers honestly just being one big mistake. Byul pushed through, and he can call himself victorious. His army is shrinking. He's still only on 35 SCVs. He's rebuilding new ones though. His army pretty small here back at home. He's just waiting for Gensay to call GG. He's just waiting for Gensay to leave the game. There it is. Gensay leaves the game, and Byul wins the game, which means Byul is getting a little bit closer to maybe still winning this best of 41. And 16 wins now against 20 wins from Gensay. It's close. It's very, very close. So who will win the next one? Going to be Gensay, or is it going to be Byul? Oh, almost dropped my bottle. Almost dropped the bottle. So we are now in, let me count this one. Game number 37 of the best of 41. We are very close to the finish line. Very close to the finish line. Okay, so what do we have on our hands? Byul, purple Terran, middle right. Gensay, orange Protoss, bottom right. They are right next to each other, and I'm gonna give the edge this game to Byul, because Byul starts off with the barracks first, and I'm just gonna gamble and make a prediction that Gensay is gonna go for Nexus first. I mean, the chances are pretty high that he's gonna go for Nexus first. He's done it quite often. More often, though, he's gone for gateways first, but it's a Nexus first. He's saving up those minerals. Gensay might try to rush him if Gensay gets found out by Byul on the very first scout attempt. And Byul is exceptionally good at early game rushing. His micro with the Marines and SCVs and medics is so damn good. It is really difficult to survive the early game pressure from Byul. It's really, really difficult. It's got early gas, they're on the way, very early gas. SCV goes out to scout. Probe is scouting the other direction. SCV is gonna go to the southern side of the map, gonna go for that corner spawn scout. He's gonna find out cannons are not yet on the way. Marine is spawned. And Marine's gonna change direction. And he might try to break through, or he might not try to. He's keeping the Marine in the front to kill the probe. And kill the probe he will, because the probe pretty low on HP. Gonna go down. Gensay pulled some probes to the front, but then realizes that Byul is not gonna try to break through that one cannon in the front, so he pulls back his probes. SV, they're still running around gathering information, sees the cyber core, sees the double gas as well. And Byul's got his academy on the way. Byul is going for 2 academies. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe that is just an amazing plan. Not sure if double academy is a mistake or an amazing plan. Honestly, I don't know. I've seen him do it before though. I've seen him go for double academy at the same time to get range and stim, of course, at the same time. But more often than not, I'm going to say that double academy is a mistake by the Terran. But with Byul, I tend to believe that everything he does is all planned, all by design. Robotics on the way there for Gensay. Only 2 cannons in the front. Got a small group of Marines there. Got range and... okay, he's going for double upgrades. Byul is going to try to somewhat cheat. This is kind of a Terran cheese against Protoss. You're doing something the Protoss is not expecting, and that is getting range and stim at the same time, to have a very fast chance of breaking through the choke. Second robot there getting queued up. No Citadel in the back, one Zealot in the front, two more cannons being built. Gensay feels something is up. He's playing this as safe as he can. Even more barracks coming down for Byul. Byul really wants to break through those cannons in the front as fast as he can. And getting engineering base well. Medics now spawning. Got 4 medics. He's got about, I'd say, 8 or 9 marines. Gonna get some fire bats in the mix as well, because fire bats are amazing against cannons. They have 60 HP. The cannons do, I think, 20 damage. Yeah, 20 damage from the cannons. And so marines die in 2 shots. Fire bats die in 3 shots. If there's medics in between, the fire bats might die in 4 or 5 shots, depending on how well those medics are healing the cannons or the fire bats. We got 5 cannons in the front. Fire bats coming in with the marines and medics, he's stimming right in there. Puts up 2 gateways in the front. The gateways in the front are doing a great job blocking, and the cannons in the back are just gonna survive and hang on. And, ooh, Byul, that was a pretty painful one. Pretty painful one. So now, Byul comes over the hill, puts Zealot into Gensay's base, into Byul's base. And the Zealot there attacking the backside. Marines are in the front. Marines are going to break through the cannons. He's got enough Marines. Reaver in the back. Does he have enough Marines? Oh, yes, he had enough Marines, but more cannons are on the way. Reaver is on the scene. Reaver's going to defend. He's splitting up the Marines. That insanely good early game micro from... Oh, beautiful split. Beautiful split. I thought... Okay, that Scarab is pretty successful. He's got too many Reaver Scarabs. They're hitting. Too many connecting. Both Reavers still alive. Marines breaking through. Holding turrets. Chasing down the Reavers. One Reaver goes down. Scarabs. Oh! Both Scarabs went on the same target, which means one Scarab did nothing at all. Shuttle trying to escape. It's a slow shuttle there, though. Speed has not yet finished up. Shuttle gets taken out of the air. No Reavers are on the map anymore. Byul has done it with some... Oh, this is beautiful aggression. This is really beautiful aggression here. From Byul. Byul is just... He's just going... Byul is going ham. Byul is breaking his limiters. Byul is going Ultra Instinct. Gensay pushing back there though with shuttles, with Zealot speed. Getting in between those Marines. Marines are gonna die. Well, maybe Reaver spawns. Reaver's taking some damage there from the Marines. More Marines are coming in. Gonna take down the Reaver before it shoots. Oh, Reaver goes down. Oh. I honestly don't know who's gonna win this one, but at the moment it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for Gensay. Pretty bad for Byul. That's 5? He's not making SCVs. Byul is going all in. Byul is actually going all in. Reaver spawns. Reaver's gonna die though. The amount of Marines is growing. Gensay is having some trouble here. Cannon in the front, very aggressively going to take it down. Zealots are coming to save the cannon, but the cannon goes down before they kill the Marines. More cannons here. Pylons on the way. Bunkers have finished up. Reavers keep spawning and dying. One cannon there in the front gets taken down by Marines. The medics are doing a great job. The medics have been keeping those Marines alive all this game long. So far, I'd say Gensay is... Oh, we got some Zealots into Byul's base. Oh, Byul calls GG, which means Gensay is the first person to reach 21 wins out of the 2. Byul played very aggressively, played with great micro, got some bunkers up, got SCVs onto the scene with turrets. Medic Marine did a great job. He couldn't kill or depower the robots in the front because Gensay built 5 pylons to power those robots, which was honestly a pretty good choice, honestly pretty smart. And then switching over into Zealot speed with level 1 attack and getting some Dark Templars with mostly Zealots to try and push back those Marines who were destroying the front here. And then sending 2 zealots into that backside. Just 2 zealots to kill all the SCVs there. Beautifully done. Really sneaky attack as well. I'm not sure how they got there. I thought Byul had it. Even though his economy was so low, I thought Byul had it with pure marine pressure. Although there's a lot of cannons in the back already. So maybe this was just a done deal overall. But Gensay is our victor. With the first to 21 wins in his best of 41. But wait, there's more. In the words of the great James Mays? Billy Mays. In the words of the great Billy Mays, the once great Billy Mays, wait, there's more. Turns out, even though it's a best of 41, or, that's what I thought, we have a couple of more games ready to go. Let's do one more, and then we do the remaining games in another video. It turns out, not a best of 41. We're going beyond 21 wins. So Gensay here, again on the Protoss, Byul on the Terran. Score is 21 wins for Gensay, 16 wins for Byul. I thought it was a best of 41 because we had 41 games. So it means we get a couple more games than the ones we've had so far. We are on 37. Gensay was down 19 wins. Wait, let me just rephrase. Gensay was down. He had 9 wins against Byul's 14. And then he went from 9 wins to go to 21 wins, giving Byul only 2 more wins, which is really impressive. Which means he won 11 out of 13 matches. Really impressive stuff from Gensay. His Protoss is really strong, even though in the 2 games he lost, his Protoss looked a little bit weak at times. But that's because his opponent is Byul, who is just a phenomenal Terran player. Who is, in this game, by the way, going for factories first. Factory build order. For one build order, I think Byul is really good at. Perhaps the very best player. I don't think any other player is as good as the factory build order as Byul is. Maybe Duram, maybe Mong, I'm not sure, maybe Flash. I honestly am not too sure, but like between those couple of players, their factory build order is just exceptionally overpowered. Gensay though is going for his famous Dragoon build order yet again. Gas, well, the build order is pylon gas, gateway, and of course, lastly, a cyber core. Then you can get Dragoon range and Dragoons both at the exact same time. Starts to scout, factories in production there from Byul. It's all pretty well spaced out. Kind of a thing I noticed, like in 2v2 and 3v3, when they do a factory build order, they build everything very compact in this small little box right here. When it's in 1 vs 1, they use a much larger area to build their factories and supply depots. That's, I think, because they want to be able to micro with the vultures inside their own base. In 2v2, 3v3, you're microing on the middle. In 1v1, you're most likely going to be microing inside your own base. I think that is why. Not entirely sure, but that's just my uneducated guess. I'm in the corner. Dragoon's finished up. Is he going to build more Dragoons? He's going to try to go for a very fast Dark Templar. He's getting a Citadel of Dune and gets his second wave of Dragoons. After he starts the Citadel of a Dune, he's getting a second gas as well. Moving across the map, got Vultures on the middle. Vulture's gonna ignore the Dragoons and go straight for the probes, but the Dragoons relocate just in time, intercept and block the passage. Vultures, though, gonna run right around, but more Dragoons are on the way and they're gonna spawn and they're gonna kill the Vultures. So now it's up to Gensay to kill the Marines in the front, walk into the base, and start attacking pretty much anything he wants to. Double machine shop there finished up, getting mines, getting 2 tanks as well. Tanks are pretty much the only thing that can defend against these Dragoons, and the Dragoons are already inside the base, hurting those SCVs, killing and securing the zone, establishing dominance. Only got 1 Marine in the bunker, 2 Marines in the bunker. Correction there, 2 Marines in the bunker. The Dragoons are in the front, they're going to ignore the front and walk straight to the backside. Got tank finished up there, mines almost finished up as well, but it's going to take a little bit longer. Tanks are going to have a really big day if they manage to survive this, and if they don't, oof, they're going to be in for a hurt. Dragoons there microing away from the tanks. He's putting the weak Dragoons in the back, keeping the strong ones in the front to make sure that as many Dragoons stay alive for as long as possible. And SCVs keep on dying. A second wave of tanks are on the way. Dragoons are outranged by tanks. Important thing to remember when you're trying to micro. 2 more tanks have spawned. 1 tank has spawned, the other one has not yet spawned. There's now a 10 worker difference. Dragoons are dying. Byul has survived that early game attack, but now Dark Templars are on the way. He's got a robotics finish as well. We don't have... Oh, this is gonna get dicey. No academy, no engineering bay. Engineering bay is on the way though, so they're on the top side. There is the engineering bay on the way. Dragoon Zealots are going to try to break through and stop the construction of any turrets whatsoever. Now the fact that Gensay did not send in a 3rd wave of Dragoons gave away to Byul the fact that Gensay is going for probably robotics or Templars. He snipes the mines. Impressive stuff. The tanks are too strong for now though. Engineering bay, they're almost finished up, getting factory number 3, getting double academy. Well, academy and an armory actually. Academy and armory there on the bottom corner of his base, getting a second gas, now 26 SCVs. The double command center helping him out, recovering his economy against this early aggression. Gensay on 1 Nexus, got triple gas, he's got every single technology structure that he needs at the moment. Shuttle drop. Dark Templars on the scene, turret finished up just in time. He's going to take it down with a triple Dark Templar. Oh, this is a bad situation here for Byul. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing he can defend against this. Getting a comset station, getting turrets, SCVs running away. Mines are going to get placed on the scene while the SCVs are away. Mines getting sniped. Oh, that mine explodes and almost kills 2 Dark Templars. Scan there. I think he's gonna get killed. I think this might be it. Yeah, he calls GG. Now, that Dark Templar switch up was just a little bit faster than Byul had anticipated. A really well-timed, good switch up. Byul not prepared for that one, which means we now have 22 wins for Gensay. Somewhere I'm starting to feel that this might have been 2 different sets. 2 best of 21s, maybe. Where Byul won the first one, and now Gensay is winning the second one. Because we are now, well, beyond the best of 41 point. We do have 38 games played so far. Maybe they're just going to play 41 games regardless. But yeah, I might have been wrong about this being a best of 41. It's most likely a best of... I don't know. Best of 21 twice. I'm not sure. The only thing I know is 22 wins from Gensay. He's won 12 out of the last 14 games, which is pretty insane. Specifically against a player like Byul, who has shown himself capable of winning Terran against Protoss quite consistently against these high-level players. But Gensay has such a diverse repertoire of strategies up his sleeve that you cannot prepare for every single one perfectly all the time. And it really shows that Gensay has mastered the art of Protoss. Even though sometimes he's kind of stubborn and goes for carriers when he shouldn't be going for carriers, and he ends up losing a game because he has carriers against 24 or 20 Valkyries that are just absolutely destroying those carriers, which we saw, I think, 3 games ago. Anyway, that's it for today. I enjoyed these games so far. They were really fun to watch. The last 2 games specifically were high tension right from the start, with everything on the line. So a couple more games are going to be coming up in part number 10. So we'll have 10 videos to cover this 41 game series. About 10 hours in total, maybe a little bit more, like 10 and a half, but roughly 10 hours of videos that I've been casting over the past, I'd say, 2 weeks already. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments in the comment section. Subscribe if you want to, or don't. It's all up to you. I believe in you. You've got the power. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great morning. Most of all, please do return.